Hi, vickiecrystalynn here. So this is kind of a spin-off from the video I did yesterday about what I'm experiencing with shifting and this event that happened in this soul's journey he shared. So I shared with you guys. And he was telling me, he goes, it brought him to a bigger understanding that when we go through shifts, each time we go through a shift, the environment, there's something that changed, and it could be the smallest of things that change, and it could be a feeling, it could be anything. So when we go through these shifts, we're not always dying through these shifts. There's a fractal of us that stayed behind. We finished that work. We allowed our energy to move as the collective shifted. Now I feel in myself that we have different kind of shifting, not really, I want to say different kind of shifting. There's a collective shifting, and then there's like a personal shifting. And to me, the collective shifting, that just really, it's a lot of like inner upper body work where I can really feel it on the outside of myself. Like in my energy field around me, but it just kind of just like drags me down. So it feels very heavy mostly. When I'm doing personal inner work, it's like in my core type work. So when I shift personally, it's different, it's more profound. So like this shift that we went through collectively, like a couple weeks ago or even a week ago, I have no sense of time. So just the last collective shift that we did, and they just came out with a new Mandela effect. Now, a Mandela effect is, it was the guy Mandela who a lot of people thought that he died in prison, which I did. I thought he died in prison, and then a couple years later, then you hear him, he's getting out of prison. I was like, what? He died. And so that's when people started recognizing that history isn't as we remember. We started noticing that a lot of us were remembering the same things, and a lot of us held the new memory. And so we noticed that things were shifting. We just are learning to understand it. At least I'm understanding it for how it is in my life. So this individual that was sharing his journey, he said that he noticed some things. He was watching a movie, him and his wife, and when they rewatched the movie, it was different. And that shifted, because in that other paradigm, something is just a little bit off, and it's just showing you a different version. So we exist in multiple layers of dimensions of ourself right now, here and there. All your past, all your future, everything is happening right now. That's all there is right now, nothing else. You know, we can make up that there's a past and a future, but there really isn't. But when we move along in our story, things present themselves that, you know, we have set up for our own life, and to help us evolve. So it's, you came here, and your free will is, how are you reacting to what's in front of you? How are you reacting to the situation? How are you reacting in your body? So that's always showing you, and that's your free will, how you react. It takes you down different type journeys with each reaction. And then other people have these reactions because we are God's source, and we're all having a fractal part of him. Or why, I don't know, it's not a him, because God and the universe is not a him. It's everything. It's everything. It's everything, and we're a part of that. So that must have been that old conditioning come up in it from, you know, eons ago in another lifetime, when I was very into, you know, Pentecostal, and I'm not that anymore. I can't even see how they thought that, and I did. As growing up, I struggled with it a lot. So anyway, as we're having these Mandela effects, it's showing us that we're shifting, because when you go through another dimension of yourself, it is, you feel the shift, and then your body has to adapt. You're learning to adapt. So even in walking around, feeling your way through life, you notice things are different. And you're lowering or highering your vibration with whatever you're focused on. So as the collective is shifting, which us tapping in is what shifts the collective. Just enough of us have to tap in, and we move to a higher plane of ourselves in the collective, because you're a collective, I'm a collective. We're all a part of this oneness. And then we're having our personal journeys also. So it's so funny. I got so much energy, they dried my mouth. But anyway, he said in his, when he was saying about that, they noticed something had changed in a movie that they had watched, This Beautiful Soul. And then he said he wants to get a pendulum, and then he wants to see if it'll change to the shifts. Now, everything is a possibility. Everything is a possibility. So that could happen. And especially if he believes it, it will happen, because that's he's manifesting that. So to do something better is just let it be. Just for you to ask a question. When we're trying to control, it's like, this is what I figured out for me. When I'm trying to control the situation, it will never happen that way. Never will it happen that way. So just let it go and let it naturally show you. Let life show you. And to me, it's more powerful. So just let life show you what you want to see, and see the magic that you are. Because we are truly all magic. Truly, we are so magical. So the Mandela effect is showing us through each step how we have shifted. Like this last shift that we just did, which I feel like I'm going full circle, is I was watching TikTok, jumped on, and do you know that book about, why did her name go out of my head? But it's a book that was written by Anne, why is her name not, I can't even think of the book, but everybody had to read it in school. And it's about the little Jew girl and her diary. I can't think of her. It's like I can't even capture it's like it's not even part of me anymore. That's weird. Like right now, I can't capture how that book used to be. But now it's not that way. The title is completely different. And I'm just like, what? What? And it's just showing us that, we're going through these shifts, and in each shift, there's just a little bit something different. That's why there's infinite things happening in our lives. And everything's happening in your own life, because it's all happening at once, and you're connecting into it, so you see it. We didn't see it before because we weren't tapped in. Now we're tapping in, and it starts showing us. And the more we allow it and trust it and be it, it starts showing you. It starts showing you everything. And so you can physically see these shifts. You can physically feel these shifts. They just take my breath away, because I just see myself, and it feels lighter. But I'm going to tell you, when you get to that part, because you have held your focus at something, like I held my focus one time on something that was going on in the world, I had my focus there, and it took me there. Even just for a moment, it took me there. And I couldn't even get out of bed because it was so heavy. And I didn't even realize it until I started doing meditation right now. And that was like, 6 months ago. So this stuff that we put away, that we don't deal with, our energy has to run fluently through us. That's where we're going. Our energy just runs through us, and we just stay in the present moment. And everything is as it should be. Everything is. It truly is. It truly is. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. So how are you reacting to life? Truly. And it's beautiful, because life is really showing us who we are. You just got to pay attention. I send love.